Good morning, Bookeemonsters. Welcome back to my channel. My name is PK. We're going to be looking at new releases today. Today is Wednesday, so we do romances. It is Wednesday, November 29th. Only a couple more days left in November, which is just insane. I hope you are doing well. We're going to jump right in it because there are a lot to look at. I prepped ahead and weeded out some of the ones that aren't released this week, some that are re-releases, but we will jump into love. Are you ready? Let's go. All right. November 28th. Oh, we're going to start out steamy here. Oh, page not available. Interesting. Well, we're not going to start out steamy. We're going to start out, looks like historical-ish. When and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher. This one is LGBT, it looks like, if you are interested in that. It's been hundreds of years since King Arthur's reign. His descendant, Arthur, a future lord and general gadabout, has been betrothed to Gwendolen, the quick-witted, short-tempered princess of England since birth. The only thing they can agree on is that they despise each other. They're forced to spend the summer together at Camelot in the run-up to their nuptials, and within 24 hours, Gwen has discovered Arthur kissing a boy, and Arthur has gone digging for Gwen's childhood diary and found confessions about her crush on the kingdom's only lady knight, Bridget Leclerc. Realizing they make better allies than enemies, they make a reluctant pact to cover for each other, and as things heat up at the annual royal tournament, Gwen is swept off her feet by her knight, and Arthur takes an interest in Gwen's royal brother, etc., etc. I'm going to be closing tabs as we go because I have a whole bunch of them up here, and it's quite crowded up there. And I have a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Betting on You by Lynn Painter. When 17-year-old Bailey starts a new job at a hotel water park, she is less than thrilled to see an old acquaintance is one of her co-workers. Bailey met Charlie a year ago on the long flight to Omaha, where she moved after her parents' divorce. Charlie's cynicism didn't mix well with Bailey's carefully well-behaved temperament, and his endless commentary was the irritating cherry on top of an already emotionally fraught trip. Now Bailey and Charlie are still polar opposites, but instead of everything about him rubbing Bailey the wrong way, she starts to look forward to hanging out and gossiping about the water park guests and their coworkers, particularly two who keep flirting with each other. Bailey and Charlie make a bet on whether or not the cozy pair will actually get together. Charlie insists that members of the opposite sex can't just be friends, and Bailey is determined to prove him wrong. Sounds a little like When Harry Met Sally. Ish. Now that is a festive cover. Let me get rid of this banner while I'm here. Offside Yuletide by Victoria Denault, second in the Comet's Christmas series, 158 pages. Some guys have all the luck. I'm one of them. My entire life is a happy accident. Did I mean to become a professional hockey player? Nope. I took the scholarship so I could go to Harvard and get my neuroscience degree for free. He's a neuroscience hockey player, but yet here I am playing for the Vancouver Comets. My parents aren't big on the fact that I picked hockey over becoming a doctor like them. So when an injury starts my Christmas break early, the last place I want to spend it is at home hearing "I told you so." When our team captain invites me to spend the holidays at a cabin in the mountains with his family, I quickly accept. What he failed to tell me is that his family consists of just his mom, his single mom, Hannah. Oh my God. Hannah is hot, confident, and witty, but it's not like I would make a move on my teammate's mom. That's offside, as the refs would say. But my life is a series of happy accidents, remember? So when we actually get snowed in together, alone, all I can say is, oops. Oh my. We got some cougar action going on there. For Never and Always by Helena Greer. Hannah Rosenstein should be happy. After a lonely childhood of traipsing all over the world, she finally has a home as the co-owner of Destination Inn Kerrigan's All Year. But her thoughts keep coming back to Levi Blue Matthews, her first love, worst heartbreak, and now, thanks to her great aunt's meddling will, absentee business partner. When Levi left Kerrigan's, he had good intentions. As the queer son of the inn's cook and groundskeeper, he never quite fit in their small town and desperately wanted to prove himself. Now that he's a celebrity chef, he's ready to come home and make amends. Only his return goes nothing like he planned. His family's angry with him. His best friend is dating his nemesis, and Hannah just wants him to leave again. Levi sees his chance when a VIP bride agrees to book Kerrigan's if he's the chef. He'll happily cook for the wedding, and in exchange, Hannah will give him 5 dates to win her back. Only Hannah doesn't trust this new Levi, and Levi's coming to realize Hannah's grown too. But if they find the courage to learn from the past, they just might discover the love of your life is worth waiting for. Sounds confusing. And definitely the audience of younger. Good morning, Mary. It's okay. You are up early. I applaud anybody who's up early because I'm a morning person. Although I have to admit, I could have slept in this morning. A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Holly. Caladia Cunningham knows she's rough around the edges despite being the heir to one of small-town Glimmer Falls' founding witch families. While her gym obsession is a great outlet for her anxieties and anger, her hot temper still gets the best of her and manifests in bar brawls. When Caladia saves someone from a demon attack one night, though, she's happy to put her magic and rage to good use until she realizes the man she saved is none other than Astaroth, the ruthless demon who orchestrated a soul bargain on her best friend. Astaroth is a legendary soul bargainer and one of the 9 members of the Demon High Council, except he can't remember any of this. Suffering from amnesia after being banished to the mortal plane, Astaroth doesn't know why a demon named Moloch is after him, nor why the muscular, angry, hot in a terrifying way witch who saved him hates him so much. Unable to leave anyone in such a vulnerable state, even the most despicable demon, Caladia grudgingly decides to help him. Besides, punching an amnesiac would be in poor taste. The two set out on an uneasy road trip to find the witch who might be able to restore Astaroth's memory so they can learn how to defeat Moloch. Caladia vows that once Astaroth is cured, she'll kick his ass, but the more time she spends with the snarky yet utterly charming demon, the more she realizes she likes this new improved Astaroth. And maybe she doesn't want him to recover his memories after all. Conflict! That one's not my cup of tea, but it is somebody's cup of tea. Only 21 degrees there? Wow. Put on the layers. Hi, Elena. Good morning. Welcome. He's Not My Type by Megan Quinn. Word to the wise, never become roommates with a girl you've been pining over for the better part of a year. You're probably wondering why I would do such a thing. Well, I didn't. It was my teammates. The moment they found out Blakely White was single, they took it upon themselves to play Cupid and instruct me on how I should win her over. Don't wear a shirt around her. Make her dinner. Lightly touch her shoulder when you say goodbye. I'm so flustered, so overwhelmed, so madly in love with this woman who barely notices me that I lose control of the situation and make one huge mistake. I offer to be her fake date for a wedding so she can make her ex jealous. That means for one whole night I get a free pass with her. I get to hold her, dance with her, kiss her, stare at her from across the room like she's my entire world because she has been for months now. But when the night comes to an end, I'm faced with two options: bring her back to my bedroom and show her how I really feel. That's not really an option. Or let her walk away, succumbing to the fact that I very well might not be her type. That just sounds icky. That's just me. All right, let's jump into some others. Let's see, are we going to move which way? Let's go this way. And I'm just closing some tabs here that don't need to be open. All right. Now this one's more of the traditional romance. And I like the dress, except she's falling out of it. It Had to Be a Duke by Vivian Loret, first in the Liars Club. Verity Hartley always tells the truth. Well, mostly. However, when her snooty neighbor returns to their small hamlet to brag about having a grand season, a plethora of ball gowns, and so many suitors that she cannot possibly decide which one to marry, Verity tells a lie. She claims to be betrothed to a duke, who happens to be her family's sworn enemy. But what are the odds that he would ever learn of this one little harmless falsehood? Magnus Waring, the Duke of Longhurst, is on the precipice of marrying an heiress to save his estate from financial ruin. At least he was, until he heard an unbelievable rumor that he's already betrothed to the daughter of a liar, cheat, and swindler. Needing to protect his reputation, he hunts down the culprit, and when he finds the untamed beguiler, she has the audacity to ask him to lie for her, to pretend to be her fiancé. 1 week, that's all Verity needs. Then Magnus can return to his life, but nothing is ever that simple. Sometimes it doesn't take that long to fall in love, even with the enemy. Also out this week, A Lady's Rule for Ruin, The Lions and Lilies, Book 2 by Jennifer Haymore. Kindle Unlimited. She's found the perfect plan to avoid marriage. Hang on, copies required. Miss Frances Charrington has long been criticized as independent and prickly, and she's fine with it. Truth be told, she'd prefer to be a spinster, damn her family's desires. But it's a conversation with the devilishly handsome yet highly infuriating Earl of Winthrop that inspires the perfect escape from her nuptial troubles. Frances could ensure that no one will marry her by happily ruining her own reputation. The Earl of Winthrop knows more about ruin than anyone suspects. He's just uncovered a secret that would tear his name and everything he's worked for to the ground. Certainly marriage is out of the question, to say nothing of his growing attraction to the forthright and delectable Miss Charrington. Though all London is abuzz with Frances's disgrace, she's determined to use her freedom however she sees fit, even if it means spending more time with a man who sets her body on fire. But when Frances's misdeeds catch up to her, the ruinous disaster she finds herself in blazes out of control, taking all her options with it. Also a nice dress. Oh, that's right. How's the visit going? Is she there yet? Sweet Success by Susan Mallory. The free-spirited owner of a booming chocolate emporium, Allison Thomas is out to save the world, one truffle at a time. Everyone adores Allie. Who wouldn't love a lady who sneaks midnight chocolate deliveries to the local health spa? And even if her love life is on hold, Allie's perfectly content with her high-flying career. That is until the mysterious Matt Baker arrives. New to town, Matt quickly gets under her skin and leads her into temptation. But neither love nor chocolate seems to melt Matt's icy heart, so Allie has no choice but to pull out all the stops in this unforgettable combination of humor and sizzle. Love and chocolate. And what's a romance week without a cowboy romance? It's not a romance week at all. Especially Maisie Yates. She's a huge name in cowboy romances. This is the 6th book in the Four Corners Ranch. It's called The Troublemaker. The heart wants what it wants, even if it wants someone, even what it wants belongs to someone else. After the death of her father, veterinarian Charity Wyatt feels particularly lost. Thankfully, she's not alone. Living beside the McLeod Ranch brought good friend and notorious bad boy Lachlan McLeod into her life at an early age, and they've had each other's backs ever since. To Lachlan, Charity is the best thing that ever happened to him. She's the reason he survived his traumatic childhood, and he'd do anything for her. But with his brothers all settling down, he also needs a favor. Charity agrees to help Lachlan reform into the family man he never thought he could be, if Mr. Swagger himself can help her build her confidence in return. The only problem is that a not-so-subtle attraction they're both harboring. But the fire between Charity and Lachlan, once lit, is proving difficult to extinguish. And there is a bonus novella. Another big name in romance, Mary Jo Putney, Silver Lady. Together they face the past. A sense of duty sends Bran Tremaine to Cornwall to confront his heritage of British nobility. Abandoned at birth, Bran wants nothing to do with the embittered remains of his family. But as a special agent for the Home Office, he senses trouble brewing along the coast, and he can't turn away from the vulnerable woman he encounters in the Cornish countryside. Meryn's amnesia makes her past a mystery to them both, but with her life in danger, the only thing Bran knows for sure is that the beautiful stranger needs his protection. But would they share a future? Leaning into Bran is difficult enough, but can Meryn trust the strong bond and the powerful passion she feels for her rugged rescuer? She has no choice once Bran uncovers that she is at the center of a plot between French agents and Cornish smugglers. From misty woodlands to stormy shores, the two join forces with a band of loyal Cornishmen to bring down a common enemy. Yet will their growing love survive becoming peril? That is a good traditional romance right there. Got another cowboy romance by Dolores Fawson, another big name in that genre. Did we look at this cover already? Maybe they just kind of look alike. That is not a... He's got a 6-pack. Getting ready. Oh, and also New Year's Eve and say hello to... Oh, there you go. Getting ready. And Mary's been making jewelry and doing shows. You're doing another one. Is this the last one of the season? I think people are getting in the buying mode. This is first of Cowboy Brothers in Arms. He's Emerald Creek's hottest cowboy, the one man she shouldn't want. On the surface, Egan Donnelly is hometown hero material, Top Gun, commanding an elite fighter training squadron and ranching royalty. Inside, he feels like a fraud, convinced he's responsible for his best friend's death. Oh, we actually do have a Top Gun thing going on here. At least he won't let himself succumb to the heat between him and Jack's widow, Elena. But now that she's making regular trips to his ranch to care for his dad, that vow is getting harder to keep. Elena Davidson isn't just grieving her husband's loss, she's feeling betrayed over his secret infidelity. Wanting Egan makes things even more complicated. As a nutritionist, she can help Egan's dad recover from his health scare, but it's not so easy to get her own heart back on track. Because despite shared guilt and family pressure, she's falling fast and Egan is right there with her, ... Now, this next one I have read. I love this series by Shannon Stacy. This is 6 in the Sutton's Place series. Don't necessarily have to read them in order. This is called Married by Mistake. Husband for the holidays. When sworn enemies Chelsea Gray and John Fletcher travel to Las Vegas for a friend's wedding, the last thing they anticipate is waking up married themselves. Unfortunately, Disentangling their wedding knot proves more complicated than they'd hoped. With Christmas fast approaching, the feisty barista and her coffee-hating hubby are still living under one roof, wondering why their temporary marriage is suddenly feeling suspiciously like the real thing. One of the things I love about this author's books in this series is each chapter has a uh, blurb from the small town's uh, Facebook page that's kind of snarky, kind of, it feels kind of Bridgerton-ish if you were into that. Um, I I think for category romance, that is a good way to jump in if you're looking to do that. Merry and Bright by Terry Wilson, third in the Love Unveiled series. These next few are via Harlequin, but you can get them on Amazon as well. I like that cover. Mixing Business with Weddings. Both up for the editor-in-chief position at Vale magazine, Addison England and Carter Payne are fierce adversaries, but despite their bickering, the pair has to work together and prove themselves before the magazine's Christmas deadline. Stepping into pose as the bride and groom for a wedding shoot starts the unexpected change from rivalry to romance, until they discover the fake vow exchange was entirely legal. Now the newlyweds have to decide if power really is their ultimate endgame. I do have this one. I haven't read it yet, though. I also have this one and haven't read it yet. Once Upon a Charming Bookshop, 6 in the Charming Texas book series by Heather Lee Bell. Time to rewrite their story. He'd always simply been her best friend, but when Noah Cahill moved back to town, bookstore owner Twyla Thompson knew something was different. Was it holiday memories of the loss they both shared, or Noah's surprising decision to reignite a dangerous career? Their solid friendship has been through so much, yet now Twyla grew breathless every time Noah was near. Why wasn't Noah, handsome fun, but never one to cross the line, showing any signs of stopping? Bookstore. I think we got to everything. Nope, one more. Oh, so close. Christmas Moon over Holly Point. 5th in the Holly Point series. Comes out Friday. They say a full moon on Christmas Day signals a time of new beginnings. Everyone knows that Christmas in Holly Point, Vermont, the capital of Christmas kindness, is a big deal. The events, the traditions, the tourists. This year, Melinda Kelly wants to shake things up. She'll trade snow for sand and spend the holidays in sunny Mexico. A destination wedding in Mexico is the ultimate Christmas vacation. Unless you're Jack McPherson, the groom is your brother and the bride is your ex-fiance. While Jack wishes them the best, this holiday has awkward written all over it. When a system-wide computer snafu cancels all flights, the airport is in chaos. Jack manages to snag the last available rental car and offers Melinda a ride. Unless she wants to wait for Rudolph to swoop in and fly her home, Melinda's best chance to get back to her family for Christmas is Jack. As she and the most charming Jack McPherson navigate unexpected adventures on the journey home, then embrace all that Holly Point has to offer, they will discover that sometimes the best gifts are the ones never expected, and that a Christmas moon, one that signals new beginnings, is shining its light directly on them. We did it! We made it! All of them! Huzzah! Isn't that just the prettiest cup of coffee you ever saw? Just one more after that, unless I scare up another show that is still taking vendors. Yeah. And talked really fast. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. If you're watching it later, thank you so very much. No sprints tonight for me, and none that I'm aware of otherwise. So you get the night off. Tomorrow morning, we'll be here, same time, same book station, and we'll be looking at fantasy and sci-fi. And if we run out of those options, we'll continue to look at the cozy mysteries. Tomorrow night will be sprints at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. So otherwise, I hope you have a good Wednesday. Mary, stay warm. And everybody, I hope you're reading good books. And if you're not reading a good book, it's okay to set it down, set it aside. It's not any reflection on you or the author or the book. It's just not the right time. Reading is enjoyable. You don't get good person points for reading books you're not enjoying. There's a whole lot of other books out there you can be reading that are the right time. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, 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 nom. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much. God bless.